Hello and welcome to another episode of EPMS Tech Talk. I'm Joanne LaFlamme.
I'm Chris Costa.
Chris, what do you want to talk about today?
Well, I thought we could look at processing finished good orders, maybe both replenishing and adding to stock.
Okay, so let's take a look at an item I have set up in my database.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to open up finished goods. And I'm going to focus on a category I have set up here called Acme brochures. Now you can set up categories just like you would do in your regular inventory module, your raw inventory module. You'd set up categories to break up your items. And you might do that by customer if you've got items that are specific to a customer. So I'm going to edit this category and just show you how we've set that up. So this one is by customer, so I've named it Acme brochures, and I've assigned it to a customer account Acme. So only this customer account can use this category. So I'm going to save that. Now within the category, I can have multiple items. I only have one in this one, but you can have as many items as you need to for that category. So I'm just going to edit this item and just show you how we've got that set up. So just like raw material, every item will have its own material code, and it has to be unique in the database for all of your materials. And you'll have a description field, and then you'd fill out any fields that are pertinent to that item. So in this case, I'm just putting in a width and a length. I'm costing it per each. I have my valuation method, and then I'm selling it at 25 cents each for this item. Okay. So that's all you got to do to set up the items. Mm-hmm. Then again, you can assign the item to a customer account. So you can do that both at the category and at the item level.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Good. Can we look at an order maybe designed to replenish inventory?
Sure. So let's take a look at that first. We'll place an order to replenish it, and then we'll ship it into inventory.
Sure. Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to OK out of here, and we'll resave that, and we'll get out of finished goods. And I actually have an order in my system, so I'm going to go into estimating order entry, switch to work in process. And here's my Acme travel brochure work in process order. That's my, I have two orders in here. I have one to sell the brochure and one to replenish brochure. So we're going to look at this 12832 order for replenishing. So I'm going to edit that. And you submit this just like any other print order. You'll have your descriptions, you'll select your customer, and you'll add your component. In this case, I did it as a sheet fed because this item is to make it. So I'm going to build this component just like I would any print order to make this particular item with its layout, information, paper, inks, and of course processes to make the item. But you'll notice now here on the header tab, I've selected a template code to make this particular finished good item. And I'm just going to click on the template button here and show you that this template code was set up and actually tied to the finished good code here. And that's significant. It's really important. There's some features that you'll benefit from by tying template codes to finished good codes when you make them.
Okay. Perfect.
Number one is in shipping. When you go to ship the item, it'll automatically select the finished good code. When you look at the item in finished goods, you'll see there's a field called quantity and production. So you can easily see how many are in process right now being produced. And then the third thing is it is a forms management report, which gives you some information about the last orders that were used to make the item, the usage information as to how much that item was used. So there's some good information in that report, and tying it to a template is what will give you all that information.
Okay. Beautiful.
So let's take a look at those things.
Okay.
So now that I've got this order in work in process, if I now, after I've saved this order, I'm going to close out of here and go back into finished goods and go back and take a look at my item. So I'm going to go down to the category. I have the item highlighted here. And you'll see down here this quantity in production. Well, that's my 5,000 from that order that I have in work in process. So I know I've got 4,900 in stock, and I've got 5,000 that are being made right now for a total, that gives me a total of 9,900 available. Once these items are completed, it'll update inventory. So let's go take a look at that. So say the order is done, all of the work has been done on it, and now what shipping would do is come in here and actually, instead of shipping that order out to the customer and creating a shipment here, they're going to use this ship to inventory tab. So I'm going to select my job. Here's my replenishment order. I select it. I go over to ship to inventory. and there's an Add Finished Good button here. I click on that. I select the component to make the item, and you'll notice it immediately brings in that material code. That's that benefit of tying it to a template code.
Super.
Okay?
Okay.
It brings in my quantity, automatically brings in my cost to create the item, and then I click OK. The minute I click OK, that item is updated in inventory. And then I can complete my job and go ahead and go invoice the job to the customer. Now when I go back into finished goods, I can take a look at that item. I no longer have any in production, but it updated my quantity on hand.
Okay.
Okay?
Excellent. Now, can we take a look at an example of a job that might be a fulfillment order?
To sell it.
To sell it.
Sure. Okay.
Right. Yep.
I'm going to go into estimating order entry again and take a look at that other job I had for selling the item. So I'll go back to work in process. Here's my Acme travel brochure for fulfilling the item. I'm going to edit that. Now this was done as a finished good component. So when you do an add to add a component, you'll just select the finished good, and that will open up this screen. You would click on the drop down to select the item. Now I have an option here where I've said I want to sell it, I want to have to choose the particular lot of inventory I'm selling, so that's why I'm seeing this field here. That's an option if you want to use it. So I'm going to select the lot that I want to sell it from, and I can see the jobs that were used to make the item and pick the lot that I want. And then I can put in my quantity. So say I want to order 500. Oops. And then it's showing me here how many I have on hand, and then it's calculating the price. When I click Save, it adds it to the order. I'm going to delete that since I've already got it in the first component, and in this component, I've ordered 100. So now I'm going to save that item. Now, when shipping is ready to ship that item, I'm going to go over to shipping, select my job, select my fulfillment order. I have my shipping information entered here. And when you click the deduct button, that's when it will actually deduct out of shipping. Mm-hmm. And that has to happen before you can complete the job.
Okay.
Okay.
Makes
And
sense.
there is a whole Tech Talk video on doing finished goods and shipping and how the deductions work and how back orders work. So take a look at that if you'd like to
Okay, will
see
do.
more information on that.
Okay, excellent.
All right.
That's a good example. Thanks.
Do you have any other questions?
No, that was good.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us for another episode of EPMS Tech Talk. I'm Joanne LaFlamme.
Chris Costa.
Please look forward for more to come.